When I first learned of TEDx Accra last year, I remembered writing down in my journal that I wanted to be the first poet to step foot on this platform. Ironically, my name, Naki Akrobeto, given to me by my father, means just that, first-born girl. I wanted to be the first person to speak about poetry and its ability to heal and change people's lives. See, what I've come to learn is that poetry requires many things. It requires advocacy, it requires vision, and it requires experience and story. So 9 months ago, myself and 14 of my friends who had never stepped foot on the African continent decided to come and visit here in Accra. At the end of our trip, we had an event called the Sankofa Sojourn at the Ndubuque Foundation. And from that experience, we wanted to show people the truth about who we were. Little did I know from that opportunity and that experience is that I would have the chance to meet the founder and principal of a premier inclusive school. And from that meeting, she gave me an opportunity to come back and teach the students at Multi-Kids Inclusive Academy. You see, poet, dramatist, and Roman philosopher Seneca once said that luck is nothing more than opportunity and preparation meeting. I most certainly felt like I was lucky, but I also felt like this was an opportunity for me to learn how to prepare and navigate around people's perceived role of what I should be doing that oftentimes interfered with my divine destiny of being a writer and a poet. So just for a moment, I want each of you to close your eyes and think about that one thing that you love to do. Think about what makes your heart beat. Well, for me, what makes my heart beat is doing just this. Being a poet, a spoken word artist, a wordsmith, a teacher of the art form. Wherever my gift will make room and take me, I wanted to do just that. And so it landed me the opportunity to teach the children at Multi-Kids Inclusive Academy in East Legon. And from that experience, I realized that some of these children had been labeled different and other and rejected from society because of their disability and behavioral issues. But in reality, they were finding their voice and their truth of who they really are. So let me tell you a story. During the poetry writing workshop, I was retreating from the Harmattan heat. I was seeking cool air conditioning and quiet when a teacher walked up to me. I was eating spaghetti and wachi, and there was a little boy standing right next to him. When I looked up, Sean Poby's smile spread the width of a Japanese fan. He whipped a piece of paper onto the table right next to my plate, and I began reading. Come into my world and see that there is beauty in everything that I do. Those two lines changed my life forever. And I realized in that moment, and just like so many others, that I didn't seek poetry, but poetry sought me. So in that moment, I realized this is what happens when our inner advocate spills forth onto the page. I wanted to create a new truth and reality. And so from my experience of being able to come back and forth to Ghana, I got an opportunity to write that reality of what that looks like. And I learned that for all poets, we are more than just poets. We are pilots navigating people through life with our words. We're preachers, and stages just like this are our pulpit. And audiences like you are a sanctuary. We're doctors, we're healers, we're lovers, we're liars, we're even comedians. So, I want each of you to come into my world and see the new reality that I created of Ghana. They say a poet writes 3 poems in their lifetime. This will be one that I will forever be writing for the rest of my life. Crown, Morning Gold. Ghana, I speak of you like you are my mom. Your voice of loud trucks trailing outside my window wakes me very early, for there is no such treat as sleeping in. I eavesdrop, careful to locate each sound, the whisking of hand brooms dusting storefronts and sidewalks for the day's customers. I hear you through the calculated horns of impatient taxis, street dogs barking just to be heard, and children crooning to the latest hip life tune. Gold Coast, always praying to me. I hear you at 3 a.m. every morning, scriptures stained in my memory. I hear you through the waves crashing on the Gold Coast shore. I hear you, each wave as it mourns the bodies at the ocean's floor. I hear you, a country, cross cultures, a hybrid of coos, cries, and creations. You teach me patience. Some morning the tap water does not always flow. So I wrap my waist laced in beads with lapa, 2 buckets, one in each hand to fetch for water. Memories of America's luxuries fading with each day. Sankofa and Chimchim, Gina May, help me, help you, this is what I pray. You cocoon me in your bosom of sunshine, sweats away my fever, and on most days my melanin skin glistens. Ghana, you are a hybrid of love. You are Indomie and Sweet Kiss. You are moringa and plantain chips. You are Healy and rugged potholes and paved roads. You are peace, animistic, African, antiquity, spiritual, tradition. You are both Muslim and Christian and even no religion at all. Ghana, I say that you are God. I suppose I resemble my mother, and I reflect your beauty and mystery, just awaiting the next crown, morning gold. Thank you.